lied to you, but now I'm going to tell you the truth. Obama may no longer be in the White House, but his policies are still hurting America. It seems we can't go a week without some new revelation about the hidden policies and agendas he put in place before prancing out the front door. One of the many things the president unrightfully did while in office was take credit for things he had little or nothing to do with. The most egregious of these is probably the troop drawdown from Iraq and Afghanistan, which was already planned under Bush, but taken advantage of by Obama. While he received plaudits for bringing the troops home, the failure-in-chief also sent an awful lot of those boys back into the Middle Eastern sandbox a few years later. But since he isn't the type to invite scrutiny, he did so quietly and with some simple number fudging, a main feature of his presidency. Now, ahead of Trump's decision to escalate the U.S. war in Afghanistan, it has been revealed just how much the president underreported troop levels in the region. As reported at the Daily Caller, the Pentagon revealed Wednesday, at the direction of Secretary of Defense James Mattis, there are approximately 11,000 U.S. service members in Afghanistan. Prior to this announcement, the Pentagon would only ever admit to there being 8,400 troops there under force management based on orders from the Obama administration. Pentagon Chief Spokesperson Dana W. White and Joint Staff Director Lieutenant General Kenneth F. McKenzie Jr. emphasized the Obama-era policy affected combat readiness in Afghanistan and did not tell the whole truth as to the number of U.S. forces in Afghanistan to the American people. I'm sure you'll see CNN and their ilk criticizing the former president for lying about the numbers. Oh wait, no you won't. This way of doing business is over, White flatly declared, adding, "We owe the American people as much transparency as possible." The simple trick that allowed the Obama administration to arrive at the magic 8,400 number was to not disclose troops deployed on temporary status, despite them being there to support both U.S. and NATO missions. Thanks to Obama's pathetic face-saving cover-up, incomplete units were often deployed to keep numbers under 8,400, but that will no longer be the case, since honest accounting will now be done. Mattis' decision is a major repudiation of the dishonest Obama-era policy, which did nothing but diminish our military's combat readiness. Complete units will now be on alert and prepared for deployment should their numbers be called, without fear of being split apart for political purposes. This is yet another example of President Zero's indifference to our military's needs and the fact that everything he did and continues to do is all about making himself look good. The man's truly a disgrace. Steve Harvey is working with Ben Carson on HUD project despite severe blowback. Steve Harvey isn't going to let the vicious backlash get in his way of helping the Trump administration in its housing and urban development efforts. The game show host and comedian revealed in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter that he has met with HUD Secretary Dr. Ben Carson to discuss repurposing closed city schools into what he called vision centers, teaching children STEM subjects and computer programming. "I've been to HUD twice," Harvey told THR. "I've met with Dr. Carson and we're actually trying to get it started. We've had meetings, and now we're just waiting on the final notes. We have several teams in place. Hopefully before the year goes out, we'll be making the announcement about the first Vision Center." The 60-year-old star had offered his services to the incoming Trump administration during a meeting with the president-elect at Trump Tower in Manhattan. Harvey shared that he talked to Trump about golf and admitted that he was a Hillary Clinton supporter before offering his help. "You've appointed Ben Carson as the head of housing and urban development, and I've got keys to a lot of cities around this country from the years of performing that I've done. I can get an ear to them really quick and find out what their real needs are," Harvey said he told Trump. "Yeah, we'll keep closing schools in the cities. Why don't we take those schools that are closing, put some HUD money in them, and reopen them as vision centers and teach STEM and computers and coding? If you connect me with Ben Carson, I can help him with that." Harvey revealed that a few minutes later, he had Ben Carson on the phone. A few months later, Harvey told TMZ that he felt the president was keeping his word. The Steve Harvey Show star went ahead with the promised assistance even though he faced severe blowback for his meeting with Trump. whom he said he hasn't talked to since January. The backlash? It was so vicious that it really threw me. I was being called names that I've never been called: Uncle Tom, a coon, a sellout. Because I went to see this man? He said. The Obama team said they thought it would be a good idea because the president is encouraging dialogue. And I have a relationship with Obama. We're friends. So I say, okay, cool. Harvey added that his wife suggested he should reschedule that meeting since he was supposed to be on a boat for his 60th birthday. God, I should have listened, he said. Share on. Malik Obama condemns brother Barack Obama's complete hypocrisy in DACA case. Family affairs, indeed. Former President Barack Obama's brother, Malik Obama, decided to speak out against his brother's boycott of Trump's decision to have the DACA program revoked. The aunt he was referring to was the now deceased Zaytuni Onyango. She moved from Kenya in 2000 and was never granted with an asylum. However, she kept on living in the States as an illegal. At the time, Obama never lifted a finger to help her out, well, not until 2010, when a federal judge, not Obama, granted her with asylum. Obama cared so little for his aunt he didn't even attend her funeral. Her body was later transferred to Kenya where she was buried. The costs fell on her family, without having Obama contributing. As Obama stated on The Dreamers earlier, they are some of our best and brightest young people who want to contribute to the country we love. What makes us American is not a question of what we look like, or where our names come from, or the way we pray. What makes us American is our fidelity to a set of ideals, that all of us are created equal, that all of us deserve the chance to make of our lives what we will, that all of us share an obligation to stand up, speak out, and secure our most cherished values for the next generation. Barack Obama was also caught noting on several occasions, "I cannot pass amnesty through executive action. I am not a dictator." Hear what was said about the DACA introduction program while Obama still served as president, and by passing Congress, Obama blatantly ignored the rule of law that is the foundation of our democracy and violated his presidential oath to uphold the laws of this land. Ramos was quick to set the record straight with Obama. "Mr. President, my question will be as follows: with an executive order, could you be able to stop deportations of the students? And if that's so, that links to another of the questions that we have received through Univision.com. We have received hundreds, thousands, all related to immigration and the students. Kate Hamar, Ph., through Univision.com told us, I'm reading, what if at least you grant temporary protective status, TPS, to undocumented students? If the answer is yes, when? And if no, why not? To this, Obama replied, with respect to the notion that I can just suspend deportations through executive order, that's just not the case because there are laws on the books that Congress has passed, and I know that everybody here at Bell is studying hard, so you know that we have 3 branches of government. Congress passes the law, the executive branch's job is to enforce and implement those laws, and then the judiciary has to interpret the laws. There are enough laws on the books by Congress that are very clear in terms of how we have to enforce our immigration system, that for me to simply, through executive order, ignore those congressional mandates would not conform with my appropriate role as president. Watch the video below. Well, there you have it, folks. When your most immediate family member suspects your intentions, what is there to say about the rest of Lisa Booth has a piece of advice for Barack Obama. Lisa Booth, a Fox News contributor, reminded Obama on Tuesday that he had more than enough time to improve the immigration laws during his time as president, and since he did nothing, now is the time to please go away. After Trump's decision to end DACA program, Obama attacked Trump on Facebook, writing the decision was cruel. Obama wrote saying, "These dreamers are Americans in their hearts, in their minds, in every single way but one, on paper." But Booth called him on his bullshit. "With all due respect to the former president, please go away. You had your chance," she stated. She pointed out that Democrats were holding both houses when Obama was president, and still didn't do anything about immigration. Booth also noted that Obama's choice to continue with DACA program in June 2012 was a political one. The idea that all these protesters, the Democratic Party, are using this, playing politics once again, trying to lay this at the feet of the Trump administration and Republicans is absolutely ridiculous, she stated. The DACA program allows young people who came to U.S. before the age of 16 to apply for renewable 2-year postponements on deportation. This is a temporary stopgap measure, Obama stated when presenting the policy. Obama also has stated that he knows the limits of his executive authority. I am president, I am not king. I can't do these things just by myself. We have a system of government that requires the Congress to work with the executive branch to make it happen, Obama said in a 2010 Univision interview. Jeff Sessions announced Tuesday Trump's decision to end DACA, and from that day no new applications will be accepted. David Avella, GOPAC chairman and a co-host on Outnumbered, said, "The least compassionate thing Republicans could have done was left the current system in place. A judge could have ruled today that this DACA program is out, and then DACA dreamers, all have to go." And Democrat strategist Jessica Tarlov had a different opinion. "I feel President Trump came to it from a position of weakness, actually. He didn't know what to do, and he went back to immigration because that's a rallying cry for his base because he's not getting anything else done," Tarlov stated. Many people believe it would meet the same fate that DAPA, Deferred Action for Parents of Americans, did, which was struck down by a Texas appeals court and was kept by the Supreme Court by a 4-4 decision, Booth stated. And also said it would be nonsense if Trump administration defended a program in court that was unconstitutional. Tuesday Trump posted few tweets regarding the legalization of DACA. President Trump is doing what he needs to by law, and now this issue is where it should have always been, with Congress, because Congress has the authority to rewrite the laws, not the President of the United States, Booth stated. Please share this post on Facebook with your thoughts. What is your opinion on this? Scroll down to comment. Trump haters are currently losing their minds over what Ivana calls her father. President Donald Trump surprised his daughter, Ivana, by inviting her on stage to speak to his supporters during a Wednesday rally in North Dakota. He also revealed that he still likes it when his daughter refers to him as Daddy. The president said his daughter asked him if she could travel with him to North Dakota. She actually said, "Daddy, can I go with you?" And I said, "Yes, you can," Trump said, adding that he likes that. Scroll down for video. Several reporters clearly found it odd that a father would like his 35-year-old daughter to call him Daddy. When Ivana made it to the microphone, she delivered a short message to the crowd. "Hi, North Dakota. We love this state, so it's always a pleasure to be back here," she said. "You treated us very, very well in November and have continued to. So we like sharing the love back. Thank you." President Trump was in North Dakota to push his tax reform package, which includes lowering the corporate tax rate to 15%. Watch Ivana's full remarks below. Photos. Ivana's North Dakota outfit is straight up showstopper. Ivana Trump saved her megawatt smile for her arrival in North Dakota on Wednesday afternoon after looking somewhat somber earlier in the day. The 35-year-old daughter and assistant to President Donald Trump grinned from ear to ear and waved to fans as she stepped off Air Force One at Bismarck Municipal Airport. Ivana was traveling with her father to promote his tax overhaul pitch, and she looked far happier to be in North Dakota than she did leaving her Washington, D.C. home earlier in the day. After their arrival at the airport, they headed to Andiva Refinery in Mandan, where Ivana took the stage to introduce her dad. President Trump and his eldest daughter shared a kiss on the cheek ahead of his speech about the need for tax reform. Trump stood on stage with North Dakota's elected leaders while making a push for cutting taxes. Ivana looked radiant during the speech, and she may have been saving her energy while traveling earlier in the day. The mother of three was photographed looking a bit gloomy as she held an umbrella over her head after stepping off Marine One at Joint Base Andrews earlier in the day. The first daughter wore a taupe and white pinstriped pencil skirt with a cream-colored top. She was there with President Donald Trump ahead of his speech regarding tax reform at the Andover refinery. She completed the great look with her hair down and a brown belt around the waist. Just concluded a great discussion on tax reform and the child tax credit with coalitions supporting tax relief for American working families. I look forward to making this expanded credit a reality. Working parents deserve tax reform, Trump captioned a post she shared on Instagram earlier in the day ahead of the